Hi, welcome to our BeyondFit Podcast, where we take real stories from our members to inspire others to prioritize their health. Because we believe without good health, we have nothing. Today, I'm sitting here with Raoul. Welcome, Raoul.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Good to be here.
Tell me a little bit. Can you briefly tell me a little bit about what you do for work and your lifestyle before joining BeyondFit?
Yes, of course. So I work for one of the biggest IT companies in the world.
Okay.
And I am part of the global leadership team for support. So we manage our support for our products, for our consumer products.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And so I have teams across the globe. I travel a lot, spend a lot of time here in Amsterdam, a lot in our headquarters in the US.
Okay.
So that's what I do. Yeah.
So it's a job that has a lot of time constraints as well.
It has a lot of time constraints. It also has a lot of flexibility because it's a global role. So that means that I have teams in EMEA, in Asia, in North America. So I need to move my agenda or can set up my agenda the way that I want to. That means that I have flexibility, but also different hours of the day that I'm actually blocked. So that's really the...
Okay. So when did you decide to start prioritizing your health? And most importantly, why?
So for my job, I spent 9 years in Asia, in Singapore. And one of the things when you live in a country where it's a humid weather, it's hot, you tend to wear t-shirts. And when I arrived, I was more aware of the fact that, if you want to look good in a t-shirt as well, right?
100%.
So I started going to the gym every now and again. I'm not a sports guy, really.
Okay.
I started going to the gym, and then I realized that there is a lot more that you can do other than just, going once or twice to the gym. So I started taking personal training.
Okay.
And then I realized that, actually I'm gaining muscle. I'm reducing my fat percentage. And then I realized that it's also mentally really good for you, right? I really felt like working out is a way for me to be healthy in the way I think, the way I work, reduce stress
as well.
So that's where I started thinking about, connecting working out and health.
Yeah. Through that period, basically. So you'd say you made a decision to take a personal trainer because you had an end goal in mind to achieve something out of it instead of just a regular going to the gym without a plan. Basically.
Correct. Yes. And, for me, what worked really well is having a trainer, one that pushes you into the activities or exercises that you really don't like, but you're going to have to do it.
That's very true. Right? Yeah. Legs and stuff. All the other workouts.
For example.
Yeah.
And it forces you also to be present. Yeah. And so if I have to do this by myself, I am more likely to say, I'll do it, tomorrow or I go next week. But having a trainer, it forces you to actually be present.
I like the fact that you said to be present, because the present aspect also takes away the mind which is at work.
Yeah.
And now you have to zone out from work environment or work stress, and now you have to be here.
Yeah.
So that also creates some kind of mental rest.
And that's exactly it, right? Because what I figured out through this journey is that the more I focus on health and on working out, the more I need it because I use it to de-stress. Yeah. Right. So right now, after all these years that I've started, training, I know if I haven't trained for 2-3 days, I need it because my body needs it. I mentally need it. And that's good, I think.
100%.
So
yeah. What would you say are the main challenges you faced when you started your health journey? What were the challenges?
I feel there is I think going to the gym is one thing, right? It's a hurdle to go to the gym. You see it as a I got to do it. I need to do it versus I want to do it. So that's the first hurdle that I had to take.
Okay. The mindset switch.
The mindset.
Okay.
The other thing is, I think there is in your journey to become healthy or to have to how do I say this? To be healthy, you need to look at different components as well. It's working out, but it's also nutrition.
100%.
And I think if I look at my journey, the piece where I struggle the most and still struggle the most, and you know this, right? Is nutrition.
True. Yeah.
And it's about what do you eat, when do you eat it, how much of it do you eat?
Yeah.
And that to me is the biggest challenge and has been the biggest challenge as well.
I like the fact that you address that part, nutrition, because you're not the only one, right? A lot of people have problem with nutrition and have less problem with exercise because it's the endorphins, the dopamine, the serotonin. You go to the gym, it's only an hour. You do your thing with your trainer or yourself. You get out, you feel like you got a good sweat, you feel good, you feel great, you got a good pump as well, It's a great feeling, immediate gratification. Correct. Right there after the session. With nutrition, there's no immediate gratification. Has to be planned in, and it's every single day. It's your breakfast, it's your lunch, it's your dinner. So it requires also more mindset to be able to stick to it even long term. So I understand why people could find nutrition a bit more daunting compared to the workout.
Yeah, and I think the part that is the difficult part of nutrition is habits. Yeah. You've created so many habits throughout your life in what you like, what you don't like.
That don't benefit you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then here you are now trying to change everything.
Change it up. Whereas, and it is extremely difficult, right? Because you know that you love your fries or your burger and
bitterballen.
And your bitterballen. But you also know that if I do this, I'm going to suffer, you know, but it's a balancing act. And I think that's where I am. I don't want to go 100%. I need to have only healthy food but I want to try to find the right balance between, having the food that I really enjoy.
Yeah. The cravings and stuff.
The cravings versus the things that help me continue to be healthy.
Yeah, that's good that you said that because that's the 80-20 rule. Basically, 80% eat the foods that help you to function well and get healthy, and 20% eat the foods that you crave for and you have that feeling of, it's comfort, it makes me feel good and everything. So I think when you find that balance, the 80-20, then it's sustainable, basically.
Great.
So why did you choose to come to BeyondFit? I mean, there's a lot of gyms around. Why here?
So when I got back from Singapore after 9 years, I was used to having a gym, having a trainer. And so I wanted to pick that up here as well. Yeah. I went to a couple of bigger gyms, like the big commercial gyms. But what I realized is I missed the personal touch to it, right? Okay. I was a number, I didn't really connect with trainers. It was really just a thing that I had to do on a weekly basis. And I wanted to look for a more personal approach. Yeah. That's why I met you and I came here, BeyondFit. And what I like about BeyondFit is it is personal, right? I come here twice a week. Yeah. I arrive here, there are people here, people know my name, people know who I am, people know my journey, people know what I like, what I don't like.
And now you know all the trainers.
I know all the trainers, I've seen them all, right? And that's just, I just get a lot of pleasure out of that.
That's great to hear.
So for me, that's the way to go.
Cool, that's good to hear. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, can you walk us through your journey at BeyondFit? Just give us an understanding of how the program helped you.
That's a good one. I think it started off really just baselining. Baselining meaning where do you want to go? What do you want to grow? Do you want to grow muscle? Do you want to become leaner? Do you want to? And I think that's the first, during all the years that I've been here, I think the first year was really about baselining.
So setting a goal.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think throughout that journey, there was that nutrition part, right? Which is for me a learning curve around, what do I need to eat in order to get to my goals?
Yeah.
So that was part of that journey as well. And again, that's what I like with BeyondFit is it's not just you come here, you train, and you're gone.
Yeah.
It's about, hey, you train, and hey, you've got questions around nutrition.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Help me understand what I need to do and need to change in my habits.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked. And so, over the past 6 years that I've been here, 5-6 years, a lot of it is down to training, yes, nutrition, consistency.
So the mindset aspect as well.
Mindset.
Yeah, having that structure.
And like we said before, it's I travel a lot, so flexibility is also important for me, right?
Yeah.
I can be traveling over the next 2 weeks. That's okay because that's what my membership in BeyondFit actually helps me with, right? It's I have the flexibility, and that's important for me.
Yeah, and now that you're traveling. Next to that, you're still training as well when you're away.
Exactly.
So you're not waiting until to come back to train again.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's, and that goes back to that mindset change around, hey, you know what, where maybe 7-8 years ago, when I was traveling, I was just going for a good hotel.
Yeah.
And now when I'm traveling, I'm looking for a hotel with a good gym.
There we go.
And that's the difference. That's cool,
that's
right?
a mindset shift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you have any other challenges that you next to nutrition? Because that I understand that part, and for a lot of people as well. Next to nutrition, do you have any other challenge or obstacle that you discovered during the journey?
I think the discovery for me was I'm getting older.
Okay.
And I realized that as I grow older, it becomes harder as well to maintain, to stay away from your habits. And so I think that's the hurdle as well. It's besides the nutrition part, it's about, getting older and also having to work harder to maintain or to grow and I think that's the thing that I need to, that's probably my midlife or some crisis. I don't know. But it is something that I need to
conceptualize
exactly
and understand it. Yeah,
because that's hopefully gonna get worse in the sense that you're gonna get older and older and older, hopefully. And so this is going to have to be part of the journey that you're on.
So it actually almost says you can never quit now.
Well,
even if you wanted to,
I don't think so. No,
because now with aging it gets worse, and this is either maintaining you or progressing you to a better, healthier person. And if you had to quit, basically, you would be deteriorating.
Correct.
So we're talking about now fitness and health as a long-term journey. It's not a short-term thing that you do for, I don't know, going for to Ibiza for holiday or for your wedding, whatever. It's like thinking the end game.
And I think longevity. The older you get, the harder you need to work, but want to work as well. Because I feel that because I grow older, I wanna maintain, and therefore I need to work harder. Yeah, but that's okay. That's
cool. That's good to hear, man. How do you manage balancing the program requirements with your busy professional? You mentioned professional life. You mentioned a little bit with you've got flexibility, and you've traveled a lot as well. What are the things in that process that made it easy for you to be able to incorporate the program? Because we've got a lot of things. It's twice a week coming. It's a nutrition aspect, being consistent as well, and being conscious when you're out there. If you're eating dinners in the hotels or restaurants, whatever. How do you put that all together? Because it's a lot at the same time.
It is, but I think some of them are really the more technical things, and technical things meaning, I come here twice a week. That's something that I just need to cancel, right? For me, that's a technical thing. I just send a note and a text to say, hey, I'll be traveling from next week till the end of, October, November, whatever. Fine. That is the technical part of it. And then I think there is that more personal thing, or the piece that you're going to have to incorporate, which is around, okay, I'm traveling. Where am I traveling to? Because there's also differences in whether I'm traveling to India, Philippines, the US, or within Europe. Again, where do I stay? Do I stay where I know there is a good gym?
Cool. Yeah.
How do I look at food? Yeah. So, lots of dinners, lots of drinks. How do you balance that? Yeah. And again, I think previously I just went with the flow. And now I'm more conscious around, actually, if I have 2 dinners in a row, then evening number 3 is going to be staying low, spending more time in the gym. Yeah. So I think that's the balancing that I try to build in.
So you're now, literally what you're saying is you're prioritizing your health as the first thing.
Yes.
Okay. That's clear. Raoul, what would you say was the most profound transformation you experienced during this journey?
I increased muscle.
That I see. Yes.
But I think that is a big transformation for me. And I think as many people who go to the gym are probably feel the same way, is that once you start seeing improvement, growth, you're going to get more excited and you start and energized to. So for me, that was probably over the past 5-6 years, that was for me really big, right? Seeing improvement in what I do.
So it's a great motivator as well.
It is. Keep it going. Absolutely. Yeah. So that was really big.
Damn. Have you been here that long? 6 years or more?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Great. Why have you stayed that long? I'm curious.
Well, I think it's consistency as well, right? I love the consistency. Yeah. I don't need to, I'm not, like I said earlier, I don't need to think about, canceling or moving sessions is easy.
Yeah.
I don't look at my schedule.
Yeah.
I know every Tuesday, every Friday
it's
set, right? So when I cancel, it's done. When I get back, I know that, okay, Tuesday, I'm back at the same time, the same slot.
Yeah.
And that helps me a lot. That for me is fantastic.
That's part of mental rest as well.
It is.
Because you don't have to think about it. It's not another daunting task you have to again plan or do whatever. It's already...
And, and I have incorporated this in my calendar as well, right? So, people know that between 12 and 1, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. Every Tuesday, every Friday.
Yeah.
And I know that if I need to do meetings or anything, that sessions are there and no one is going to touch it.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me time.
Yeah.
That's whatever happens around it is great, but that's me time.
Yeah. I wish I wish more people could look at health that way, like prioritizing yourself, because that's an aspect of self-respect, self-worth, that you find your health very important, that you decide that everything goes around it and not you move that out and everything else matters, but you matter first and your health matters first.
Yeah.
That's really
important. It's a de-stressor, right? It's, I know that is the time for me to de-stress and I put my strength into whatever I do here in the gym.
Yeah.
And, when I get back home, 12:30, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I'm back at it again.
And you're even more productive because now you're more energy.
Bring it on. Yeah.
Cool. You realize you gained your muscle mass is now like 50 kgs.
Yeah.
That's you're about 108, 109 kilos. That's half your body weight is muscle. That's the threshold. So I would say it's almost impossible to build more in a natural way. So what would be your next goal, your next step, literally next to that? I mean,
so I think for me, it's about increasing my stamina.
Yeah.
It's reducing my fat percentage.
Okay.
And that is really difficult, right? I've known that for the last 10, 15 years. Again, that's connected to nutrition. Cardio, together with strength training. But I think that is my goal, right? My goal is now, like you said, I'm not, I probably won't be able to gain more muscle, but now it's about reducing
the fat percentage.
So.
And it's also okay to let people know that you can do that in steps. You can say, I'm going to build muscle, then I've got a certain amount of muscle capacity which I've reached, and now I go to the next step. Now I want to lean out. I want to bring my fat percentage down and everything. So in any case, you're getting healthier, and the journey doesn't end, and your goals never end anyway. You're just going to the next thing.
And it's interesting that you mentioned, sort of your muscle, because for me, I'm not looking at my health like that, right? I'm not looking at percentages. I'm not looking at, I'm looking at, do I feel good at where I am? Am I balanced? Am I mentally strength? And so, but I do realize that whenever you're on this journey and you're saying here out loud to say, I want to reduce my fat percentage, you're going to have to look at the
numbers. Numbers don't lie. Cool. What would you say to other people who were probably were you 8 years ago, not prioritizing their health, very busy with their life and job and everything? What would you tell them as an advice?
I mean, it's a really personal thing. I think we all, like the entire world, went through a period where health was critical, right? COVID. And I think after COVID, a lot of people realized that, hey, you know what? I've got to do something about my health. I think the biggest hurdle for a lot of people, which was for me as well, is to take that first step around, okay, today is going to be the day that I'm going to start going to the gym or take action. And I think that is taking that step, I think, is the most important part of it. Taking that realizing that, hey, you know what? Health is really important. I think that's the piece that people need to understand, and hopefully, I've realized it, and hopefully others will realize that as well.
So just start. Cool.
Start small.
Very good one. And think long term. Start small and think long term. If you could sum up your BeyondFit experience in one sentence, what would it be?
Personal.
Okay.
Personal. I think personal. It feels like family.
Okay.
Right. So it's personalized as well. Flexibility. And just a really good experience. Which, over the last 6 years, obviously shows that
you're still here.
I'm still here. Love it.
Cool. Thanks, Raoul, for your time, for your honesty, and was great having you in this podcast.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome.